Highlights for TVS Nightline. On top of the hour headlines. 3 victims of the tragic boat accident in Sungai Batangkayan, LUNDU were safely laid to rest. Sumbangan Tunai Rahmah STR Phase 3 payment will begin next Thursday, August 29. Sarawak has achieved its goal of securing 70 gold medals at the 2024 SURPASSES Games. We begin with this. The 3 victims of the tragic boat accident in Sungai Batangkayan in LUNDU were safely laid to rest today in Kampong Selampit. The bodies of 14-year-old Alsma Jitil and 16-year-old Helena Fasha Petrus were interred alongside each other after a Baha'i prayer service around 10:44 in the morning. Meanwhile, 15-year-old Vilki Wilson were buried at around 11:30 a.m. following a service at St. Gregory Catholic Church. The somber ceremony, attended mostly by teachers, classmates and local villagers, concluded at 12:30 in the afternoon. Alsma, Helena and Vilki perished in a boating accident on Tuesday, August 20th, when the boat they were travelling in capsized in Sungai Batangkayan. The students were on their way to school when the tragedy occurred early that morning. The disbursement of the Sumbangan Tunai Rahmah STR Phase 3 payment to 8.5 million recipients will begin next Thursday on August 29th. In a statement, the Ministry of Finance said recipients would receive payments of up to 650 ringgit, according to their respective categories.
Payments on August 29 will be made to existing recipients, while payments to new recipients and those with appeals will begin on September 18. Payments to recipients who are registered in the STR database will receive their STR Phase 3 payments via bank account crediting. For recipients who do not have bank accounts, cash will be disbursed through Bank Simpanan Nasional in stages. The Finance Ministry said that starting this year, the government had taken a new approach to open STR registration throughout the year, providing more opportunities for the public to benefit from government assistance. As a result, the number of eligible recipients is expected to increase this year, considering the new application and update process conducted throughout the year compared to the previous once-a-year approach. Prime Minister Dato Sri Anwar Ibrahim, who is also the Finance Minister, announced in the 2024 budget that the STR allocation would be increased by 2 billion ringgit, or 25%, from 8 billion ringgit in 2023 to 10 billion ringgit. Benefiting recipients that encompass nearly 60% of Malaysia's adult population. Eligibility status checks for STR begin on August 29th, and frequently asked questions can be found on the official STR portal at bantuantunai.hasil.gov.my.
In SUKMA updates, Sarawak has achieved its goal of securing 70 gold medals at the 2024 SUKMA Games, which will conclude tomorrow. The 70th gold medal was won by swimmer Kelly Yao Teo in the women's 1500-meter freestyle event at the Pandalala Rinong Aquatic Centre in Kuching this afternoon.
However, he acknowledged the possibility that the title of overall champion could be snatched by the Federal Territories despite the 70 gold medal count.
Berharap kita dapat kejuaraan mutlak lah. Overall champion itulah matlamat kita. Sebab itu kita target 70 karena apabila kita membuat perkiraan, kita jangka 70 itu adalah angka yang boleh menentukan siapa juara keseluruhan. Kita sudah sampai ke situ. Tapi ya boleh berubah juga. Jadi kita masih berharap kalau dapat kejuaraan keseluruhan walaupun jumlahnya kurang ataupun atas daripada 70. Besok ada lebih kurang 40 lagi. 41 besok. Banyak lagi tu. Tapi 40 Sarawak tak akan dapat semua. Wilayah minta.
Now, the role and contributions of media practitioners during the Malaysia Games SUKMA 2024 in disseminating information has got the attention of the Premier of Sarawak, Dato' Petinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg. Deputy Minister in the Sarawak Premier's Department, Corporate Affairs, Information and UKAS, Dato' Abdullah Sadul, said that Abang Johari lauded media practitioners not only for their extensive coverage of the competitions, but also for highlighting heartwarming human stories, moments of camaraderie and humanity.
He said this after the presentation of the Picture of the Day and Article of the Day awards in conjunction with SUKMA 2024 earlier today. Abdullah said that to appreciate the hard work and dedication of the media, the SUKMA Secretariat and UKAS have organized a competition for the best photos and articles throughout SUKMA 2024. He added that although the prize pool is modest, the recognition is significant for those who have put in the effort to deliver news and documentation.
A decade-long wait for the Sarawak women's volleyball team ended when they defeated Selangor 3-1 in the final match of the event at the SUKMA Games 2024 on Friday. Sarawak women's volleyball assistant coach Angela Tang cited the home advantage and hometown support as the driving force behind their motivation.
We went for this gold medal 10 years, and 2013 I as a player, and now I as a coach, I also win the gold medal.
Commenting on the match, Angela said her team was in a comfortable position after clinching the first two sets. However, in the third set, the opposing team, Selangor, managed to take the win.
Third set saya rasa mereka paling excited, perlu nak menang ini set yang dapat champion, tapi dapat di set 4 lah, kami cakap dengan mereka slow down, calm sikit. Ini our home ground, many supporter, and they do it, we get the gold medal.
Meanwhile, the team captain, Mo Xiu Jin, was at a loss for words, overwhelmed with emotion from the victory.
So we are very happy, of course, and we are grateful for all the supporters and our coaches, and of course our teammates that we're able to win this game. Yeah. So we are very proud because every time we compete in other states, we do not have many Sarawak supporters. So we are very grateful that we can compete in Civil Sarawak this year and we get the champion.
The team, led by Thai coach Sanong Kulchim, defeated Selangor 25-15, 25-16, 21-25, and 25-18. The win added to the Sarawak contingent's gold medal tally, solidifying its position at the top of the leaderboard.
Former Henry Gurney School student from Puncak, Borneo, Clarkson Evans Tom Frankie has secured another gold medal for Sarawak in the 48-kilogram boxing category. Tom emerged victorious against his toughest rival Tanah Sekaran Rajendran from Penang. Though not initially considered a top contender for gold, Tom demonstrated exceptional skill and determination, earning a well-deserved victory for the Sarawak contingent.
Okey, benda yang benar, coach kami boleh rasalah coach si target kami emas dan kami pun si dapat janji dengan si yang kami dapat beri emas dengan Sarawak. Okey, lepas nanti kami fight. Uish, kami pun terkejut kami dapat menang dengan pertarungan yang boleh tahan tadi. Kami pun rasa banggalah dapat menanggar muka coach senyum. Kami dah syukur dah.
Meanwhile, his achievement has set a personal record and made history for Henry Gurney School in Puncak, Borneo.
Kita manusia semua si sama. Minta tolong janganlah jahit-jahitkan merang hari gini. Okay. Kami pun si sangka kami dapat membanggakan nama Sarawak dan kami dapat menyumbang pingat emas Sarawak.
Tom aims to maintain his momentum and use this victory as motivation to compete in the upcoming SUKMA 2026 in Selangor.
Having developed a passion for boxing at the age of 10, Gideon Rikom Jonathan made sure his hard work paid off, culminating in a gold medal victory. The gold medalist in the 75-kilogram boxing category said that this victory is his greatest achievement since he took up boxing.
I started liking boxing ever since when I was 10 years old. My idol is Mike Tyson. So when I was in secondary, I tried to join the boxing class, but a little shy to ask. So after I finished my SPM, I straight away go to a boxing gym, and I tell the coach that I want to compete for boxing. So he trained me real hard until the Sarawak coach called me up to join the national team.
Gideon is now 21 years old and no longer eligible to compete in the next edition of SUKMA.
My next plan is maybe to go pro, or maybe to relax for a while, then find a job. Maybe I would try to follow my grandfather's footsteps to become a police officer. Yeah.
Gideon successfully defeated Muhammad Haziq Aiman Azmi from Johor in the quarterfinals and Muhammad Hafizuddin Nordin from Kelantan in the semifinals.
Sempena istiadat pertabalan ke bawah Duli Yang Maha Mulia Seri Paduka Baginda Yang di-Pertuan Agong ke-17 Sultan Ibrahim, Jabatan Museum Malaysia telah menganjurkan pameran Raja Kita yang akan berlangsung dari 26 Julai hingga 29 September 2024 bertempat di Galeri 1 dan 2 Jabatan Museum Malaysia. Jumpa anda di sana.
Welcome back. Norma Medical Specialist Centre has once again clinched the Brand Laureate Best Brands Award, this time as the most sustainable brand in its category. Chief Operating Officer Vesmawati Jafar credited the award to the centre's unwavering commitment to providing quality healthcare services to the community.
Perasaan amatlah bangga dan berbesar hati kerana telah dianugerahkan dengan award ini selepas 36 tahun kita beroperasi di negeri Sarawak. Ini adalah actually recognition for our contribution to the community.
She said this at the Brand Laureate Best Brands Award 2023 to 2024 ceremony in Kuala Lumpur on Thursday. Vesmawati also mentioned that Norma Medical Specialist Centre will continue to maintain and improve its services to enhance patient comfort and ensure the best services are provided.
Harapan kita is to maintain and also to increase our service because our focus is always for patient safety. So we hope that we can contribute more to our society.
Established in 1988, Norma Medical Specialist Center (NMSC) has been operating in Sarawak for over 36 years.
Affin Bank Berhad posted a higher net profit in the second quarter ended 30th June 2024 to 118.58 million ringgit from 113.23 million ringgit just a year ago. Its president and group CEO, Dato' Wan Razli Abdullah, attributed the growth to 10.5% increase in loans and financing.
However, the bank said revenue for the quarter under review declined to 494.77 million ringgit against 504.86 million ringgit a year earlier. For the first half of the year, Affin Bank's net profit was down to 228.79 million ringgit from 262.21 million ringgit a year ago, mainly due to net interest margin (NIM) compression. Nevertheless, its revenue rose to 999.31 million ringgit from 999.15 million ringgit previously. Wan Razli also said the group anticipates NIM to normalize by the first half of 2025, backed by staying the course of its AX28 strategic plan, with the expectation that the Federal Reserve rate will be cut by 50 to 75 basis points in the immediate future and improving economic conditions in Malaysia. He added the group's focus on strategic growth is also evident in its total assets, which expanded by 7.2% to 108.2 billion ringgit, up from 100.9 billion ringgit in the previous corresponding period.
Malaysia is set to host the third edition of the Asia Zero Emission Community, or AZEC event, scheduled to take place in Kuala Lumpur next year. While attending the second AZEC ministers meeting in Jakarta, Economy Minister Rafizi Ramli said the decision to host the event not only reflects Malaysia's commitment to decarbonization, but also a dedication to establishing Malaysia as an energy hub in the ASEAN region. David Andreas with the details.
Selepas menyampaikan komitmennya untuk mencapai pelepasan sifar bersih menjelang 2050, Malaysia menyatakan bersedia untuk menjadi tuan rumah komuniti sifar pelepasan Asia atau ASEAN ketiga tahun 2025 nanti di Kuala Lumpur. Tak hanya itu, Malaysia turut melakukan berbagai inisiatif untuk mencapai dan mewujudkan komitmennya dalam perjalanan peralihan tenaga yang terkandung di dalam Pelan Hala 7 Peralihan Tenaga Nasional atau NETR. Menteri Ekonomi Malaysia Rafizi Ramli yang mewakili Malaysia menghadiri mesyuarat Menteri ASEAN kedua di Jakarta mengatakan Malaysia sedang meneroka berbagai pilihan dasar yang akan menyokong pengurangan, pelepasan di samping memacu pembangunan ekonomi. Ia juga menyebut kerajaan pula sedang meneroka peranan keuangan bagi menyokong peralihan tenaga ini. Selain itu, keputusan menjadi tuan rumah bukan saja mewakili komitmen Malaysia terhadap penyakarbonan, tetapi juga dedikasi untuk mewujudkan Malaysia sebagai hub tenaga di rantau Asia dan berharap dapat bekerja sama ke arah masa depan yang mampan dan cekap tenaga sebagai negara rakan kongsi ASEAN.
Malaysia is honored to co-host next year's meeting in Kuala Lumpur. With the recent in-principle approval from our cabinet, we are thrilled to warmly welcome all of you to Malaysia in 2025. This 2025 meeting represents not only our commitment to decarbonization, but also our dedication to establishing Malaysia and this region as an energy hub.
Beliau juga menekankan bahwa Malaysia telah menyimak semula dengan ketara sasaran tenaga boleh diperbaharuinya dan menetapkan matlamat yang lebih bercita-cita tinggi untuk mencapai kapasiti terpasang 70% menjelang 2050 atau peningkatan daripada sasaran sebelumnya sebanyak 40% menjelang 2035. Inisiatif ini secara kolektif menunjukkan komitmen teguh Malaysia untuk memajukan agenda peralihan tenaga dan mencapai aspirasi bersih sifar seawal 2050. Dari Jakarta, Indonesia, David Andreas melaporkan untuk TVS.
16 September 1963, tarikh Keramat, Sarawak, Borneo Utara dan Tanah Melayu, tiga suara menjadi satu membentuk negara bangsa Malaysia.
Apabila kita merujuk kepada perjanjian Malaysia itu, kita kena tahu Cobol Commission punya report, kita kena tahu IGC punya report. Jadi lepas itu baru kita dapat gambaran.
Namun perjuangan tidak terhenti. Perjanjian Malaysia 1963 terus menjadi panduan.
You must acknowledge our right, and we are doing what we are doing now is based on our right berasaskan pada perlembagaan dan Malaysian Agreement itu saja.
Saksikan laporan khas Hari Malaysia
Bermula 15 Ogos ini.
hanya di TVS saluran 122.
Singapore on Friday ramped up its precautionary measure against the import of Mpox from abroad by implementing temperature and visual screening at Changi and Seletar airports. Its health ministry said similar screening measures will also be implemented at sea checkpoints for crew and passengers arriving on ships from affected areas.
Health advisories have also been put in place at air checkpoints for travelers to take the necessary personal precautions to avoid being infected. It added, while there are no direct flights between Singapore and any Mpox outbreak country, travelers are strongly advised to adhere to the advisory and that those who have fever, rash, and/or symptoms compatible with Mpox will be referred for medical assessment. On Thursday, the city-state confirmed 13 cases of Mpox this year, all of which are of the less severe clade 2 infections. There have been no Mpox clade 1 cases detected in the Republic to date. Also on Thursday, Thailand detected a new, deadlier strain of Mpox in a patient who had traveled to the country from Africa. Laboratory tests on the 66-year-old European confirmed he was infected with Mpox clade 1b, which has driven the recent surge in cases. Clade 1b causes death in about 3.6% of cases, with children more at risk. While the outbreak remains generally confined to Africa, the World Health Organization declared Mpox a public health emergency of international concern on August 14. The disease, caused by a virus transmitted by infected animals, but passed from human to human through close physical contact, causes fever, muscular aches, and large boil-like skin lesions.
At least 13 people have died and 4.5 million others affected by one of the worst floods to ever hit Bangladesh. Days of torrential rains and a surge of water flowing down from upstream hilly areas caused local rivers to burst their banks, leading to the widespread devastation.
The South Asian nation of 170 million people has seen frequent floods in recent decades. According to the Global Climate Risk Index, it is also among the countries most vulnerable to disasters and climate change. Altogether, 11 of the country's 64 districts were affected by the flooding, with nearly 190,000 others were taken to emergency relief shelters. Feni, about 100 kilometers northwest of the main port city of Chittagong, was the worst hit. The floodwaters have submerged homes, public and private establishments, croplands, and roads across vast areas in the east of the country. The rescue and relief operations are also conducted in many places by Army troops, members of the Navy and Coast Guard, as well as the fire service and volunteers from the Bangladesh Red Crescent Society.
Tragedy struck just outside Thailand's capital of Bangkok as a plane crash claimed the lives of 9 people, including 2 young teenagers aged 12 and 13. The small aircraft nosedived in the dense jungle of Cha Cheong Sao province on Thursday.
The Cessna Caravan C-208B plane, carrying 5 tourists from China and 4 Thais, including 2 pilots, was bound for Trat province in eastern Thailand. It lost contact with ground control 11 minutes after taking off from Bangkok's airport on Thursday afternoon. More than 300 military personnel and volunteers scoured the area for signs of life as authorities launched an investigation to identify the cause of the crash. Search and rescue operations also had to be stopped after the site was submerged by the rising tide near the mouth of the Bang Pakong River. Photographs of the site show aircraft debris scattered over the forested, muddy area, while rescue workers dig and use a pump to extract water from some areas, while police forensic units seek to recover and reassemble the bodies.
Meanwhile, in Nepal, a bus carrying at least 40 passengers plunged into a river in Nepal on Friday while traveling from Pokhara to Kathmandu. Authorities have rescued 31 passengers with 14 unconscious, but the search and rescue still continues. A military helicopter is assisting with the rescue. The accident follows a similar tragedy last month in Chitwan, where a landslide swept 2 buses into a river, leaving many dead or missing. Such accidents are common in Nepal due to dangerous roads, poor vehicle maintenance, and risky driving, especially during the monsoon season. And that's all the update for tonight. And as usual, see the world closer with TVS as we bring you the latest news updates, both locally and internationally. For more headlines anytime, just head on over to our official website at tvsarawak.my or follow us on all of our social media platforms. And that's the update for the hour. I'm Douglas Ellis. Thank you for watching and have a good night.